This review has been made possible by Chevrolet of Naperville. As you know, Chevy has tons of brand new cars and trucks available for purchase, but did you know that they also have a remarkable selection of used cars? Head on over to ChevroletofNaperville.com and look through hundreds of used cars for sale right now. Alright, what's up guys? My name is Zach and today I am driving a 2019 Mercedes C63 AMG. Up front is a 4.0 liter twin turbocharged V8, and down below is a 9-speed automatic transmission. This video is sponsored by CarMarshal.com. If you'd like to support the channel, click the link down in the description below. CarMarshal.com advertises for over 100,000 vehicles across the US. But let's get back to that twin turbo V8. I mean, there's just no denying it. Any forced induction on a V8 is going to be good, and this is just, it's gnarly. It packs quite the punch. It's a treat. I mean, it's hard to even fathom and put into words that this is a coupe. This is something that, you know, you could take to work. It's aggressive. It's awesome. Let's put it down into 3. I mean, we're in comfort mode. Oh, God. The tires are trying to break loose, but that traction control would not let that happen. It looks great. It sounds great. And I'm just talking about the motor. The motor looks great. I mean, just, oh, man. I mean, this engine is intoxicating. I mean, it's just, it sounds so good. Let me adjust the baffles here. We'll get it going, and we'll put it into powerful. So get a little bit more sound. Oh, yes. Yes. I'm back in an AMG, and this is a real AMG where the motor was built by one guy. It's just beautiful. Here's the horsepower numbers. It's just what I found online, and you can debate it all you want. I normally don't say horsepower numbers just because everyone's like, well, here in Utah, it's 10 more horsepower because of the frequent... Whatever. I don't care. It's a lot. It's fun. You don't need any more. Like I said, compared to it, 9-speed automatic transmission. Shifting great. It's been doing a great job. Lightning fast with the shifts when you want it to, and nice and comfortable when we're down here in comfort mode. It's not barking at me. It's not zippity boop bopping. It's just a great 9-speed auto transmission. Last but not least, the C63 AMG is rear-wheel drive. So let's talk about the interior. We have a lot to go through here, actually, before we get back to the giggle fest that is that motor. So in front of me, well, actually, in front of me I have my tachometer, but I can actually switch that. So we'll pull over up here so I can actually fully explain how this gauge cluster works. Because it's a digital gauges, you get to choose anything you want. So put the car in park and we can start messing around. So we go to System, Display, and Designs. So we have Classic, which has the speedometer on the left, tachometer on the right. It's a nice blue, very modern. Then we come down to Sport. Sport is the same setup, but, you know, it has the yellow lettering, which I really like. It's a little bit, obviously, sportier. You know, there's a road going down the middle. It looks great. And then Super Sport gets rid of the speedometer, just has it down in the center. Tachometer takes up most of the space, which is really, really nice. We'll put it back up into Classic. So that is really nice about the gauges. You know, I've always thought if you're going to have gauges like that, you should be able to customize them. You should be able to do whatever you want. And the money you're going to pay for this car, you do get that feature, which is absolutely awesome. I do also have a heads-up display up above the gauge cluster, obviously on the windshield. It's just giving my speed in normal digits, which isn't insane. It's not, you know, giving me a tachometer or anything like that. It's nice, clean, and simple, and I can keep an eye on it, which I absolutely love. On the steering wheel, a lot of things. We have the same controls that we have down in the center, actually on the left hand of the steering wheel. So we have home and back and things like that. On the left, I also have my cruise control settings. That's not crazy, but I have my exhaust settings and traction control settings right on the steering wheel. So if I'd like to change them on the fly, I can absolutely do that. On the right hand side, I also have home, back, away, things like that. My favorites, volume, phone, and then my drive mode at the bottom right. I can also change on a fly. So for drive modes, we have slippery, which is for snow driving, individual, which will set, you know, whatever I want it to be, comfort, sport, sport plus, and race. So that's really cool. You do get a lot of customization. We're going to leave it here in comfort just because I like to be comfy. But that's really nice, and you can change that from the steering wheel. The steering wheel is covered in suede. It feels great. It feels, oh, I love it so much. It has paddle shifters on the back. It says AMG at the bottom. It is a flat bottom steering wheel because flat bottom steering wheels make the world go round. It's not actually true. I'm actually usually not a fan of flat bottom steering wheels, but I like it here. It feels sporty and it feels aggressive. So that's all going on the steering wheel. It's a very busy steering wheel. I could get used to it, but it's very, very busy. To the left of me, I have parking sensors off, other sensors off. I have my seatbelt actually will like reel me in when I get in the car. You can turn that off, thankfully. And then I have my headlight switches. On the door, heated and cooled seats, 3 different memory seats as well as full lumbar support. Totally customizable seat. This is not of the massaging seats from the S550. Huge customization with the seats still. And like I said, heated and cooled, 3 different memory settings. And I have 2 speakers on the door. And then, of course, my regular power mirrors, locking and unlocking, and my windows all right on the door. In the center, I do get a nice screen. It really has a great resolution. It's very clear, very crisp. And we could go through some different things here. We have navigation, radio, media, phone, Connect, which Connect is my apps. We have Mercedes-Benz apps. Apple CarPlay is in here, thankfully. All that stuff. We can look at the vehicle. That's where we actually look at track, pace. So you can actually have track timers in here. You can tell it that you're on a track and it'll give you track timers. Assistance, consumption, light settings, vehicle settings. Let's see what we can do with vehicle settings. Standby mode, belt adjustment, acoustic lock, auto folding mirrors when you turn the car off, automatic door lock, trunk lid, restriction so it won't go up and bop something if you have a big spoiler on the back, easy entry and exit, which will move my seat back and I can get out easier. All of these are finished with a very nice picture, and the last one actually has a nice animation, very high frames per second. It's very, very quality, and I love it a lot. And actually, although this is a used vehicle, it still has the screen protector on the center screen, which is just funny to see. Then I have 3 huge vents, my climate control options, nothing really too crazy there. My hard buttons for the center radio, which is interesting because I also have those on the center console. There's many different ways you can use the center radio. A very nice watch. A clock. A very nice clock in the dash that looks like a very nice watch. I hope Mercedes sells this as a watch as well. Because if I own this car, I would love to have right here this same exact clock. That would just be, over the top cool. A cubby hole with a USB in, cup holders, and then we have this center sort of stack. I have a very love-hate relationship with this center stack here because I don't like the fact that, this sort of touchpad is going over the joystick, and it's kind of odd. I'm not a huge fan of it. I don't know. But we have a bunch of really good settings down here. We also have drive modes down here, so I can switch it between sport, comfort, all those settings that I talked about earlier. I can actually manually shift down here, which is interesting. I can have it hold the gear. I can adjust my suspension settings. So all these other settings don't affect the drive mode. The drive mode are like presets, but I can set it to have soft suspension and loud exhaust if I want to. That's what individual mode is for, is it saves your favorites. Traction control off, and then on the right side, I have volume, the exhaust, automatic start-stop, and then cameras. What's nice is that this does have a 360 camera. Normally, that's fine. Most modern cars have this, but the way that Chevy had this parked, it was sort of sandwiched between 2 vehicles, like sideways, like Austin Powers style, and so I had to really scoot it back and forth to try to get it out of this space. And as you guys know, this car is worth more than me, so I really didn't want to hit anything. And so that bird's eye camera really, really came in handy. A car like this, you do not want to scratch. You do not. Then I have a clamshell soft opening center console. Love that. Now the seats, they say AMG on them. They are heated, cooled, power, memory, everything you want besides massaging. They're really, really great seats. But speaking of seats, we do have back seats, although this is a coupe, so we'll do a back seat review. So we're in the back of the 2019 Mercedes C63 AMG. The back seats are bad. My head's hitting the ceiling. The seats aren't that comfortable. I have 2 cup holders. It's very hard to get into. Very hard to get into because you can move this. So, okay, that's going down. And then there, this seat goes forward, and then it motors forward, but even then, I'm giving that much space at the back to like get through. Not good back here, but I don't care. Let's get back up front. It's so fun. Now we gotta talk about the looks. This is finished in a wrap. This is not the stock paint. This car has actually been wrapped. I like it. I like it a lot. I think this thing looks really good. I like the look of the coupe. I prefer a sedan, but I like the look of this. I think it's good. And even though I've only been driving this for about 30, 40 minutes, you know, almost everyone that I've seen drive by or something looks at this thing. It looks like a stealth bomber. I mean, it drives like one too. But I think it just absolutely looks great. Oh my God. Wow, what a machine. Absolutely tried and true. I've driven another AMG before, an actual AMG. You know, everyone says, oh, actual AMGs, because like the new ones, like they don't have like the signature of the guy who built it. You know, whatever. They're still fun cars, but this is a true, this is blood, sweat, and tears AMG. This is, ugh. This is punch in your chest AMG. This is spit in your mouth AMG. This is bark and bite and, oh man, it doesn't get much better than this. And so, as we wrap up things here on the C63 AMG, it's just a great, great car for a car enthusiast. If you're looking for a mundane, you know, nice, comfortable car that'll get you point A, point B, but you have that extra money, so you're looking at Mercedes, I don't think I would buy the AMG if you're just going to take it to work every day. But if you take it to work every day, and there's a couple back roads you could hit, or I've been obsessed with this idea recently of just a highway bomber, middle of the night, you gotta be somewhere, you get in that left lane and you fly, this is the car to do it in. It's really the best of both worlds because it is so comfortable, so nice. You know, I have my heated seat on right now because my tootsies got cold, but also it'll bite you and rip you apart and just scream in your face. But also it has the nice and cozy seats, and I can set the memory seat so if someone else drives it, I can just move it back. But it'll break your kneecaps with a baseball bat if you talk back. But it's got Apple CarPlay, so I can listen to Lana Del Rey on my commute. Yes! I love it! I love it! I want to take this home. I want to come outside to this car. I want to make WRXs sad on the highway. Oh, I don't think I'm breaking any new ground with this car, with this review. You guys know this thing is awesome. I just had to make sure. I mean, this is just the best. It's just the best. Thank you so much to Chevy of Naperville for allowing me to take out their C63 AMG. This is a used car. They have it for sale right now on their lot. Go check it out. They have tons of other cars for sale on their lot. They got a Chevy SS. They've got Corvettes and Camaros. They have a ZL1 Camaro right now. I mean, if you want to go fast, you go to Chevy of Naperville. If you want a good car, you go to Chevy of Naperville. And their information is up on the screen, as well as it's linked down in the description below. I want to keep going on and on about this car. I want to describe every inch of it, but I almost can't sum it up at this point. It's that good. It's so good. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to rate the video. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Comment on the video. Do you want one of these? Do you think these are cool? Do you dislike them? And subscribe, hit notifications, if you really liked it. Take care, guys. Aside from my soul.